So, getting back to Allen and the history of his book, where we left it off, he was going to look at those three crises. I went off a little on that. So he's ready to start writing that book on the history of the three crises to sum up these lessons, which I've just elaborated. And then a book comes out by a guy named Winthrop D. Jordan. It wins the National Book Award in the late 60s. It's called White Over Black, American Attitude Towards the Negroes, 1550 to 1812. You see by the title, he equates white with American, right? And it is the response to the intellectual, the academic response to the civil rights black liberation struggle. This is going to be the counter. And what the core of Jordan's argument is racism is innate. That's the core. It's an unthinking decision, because if racism is innate, why fight it? You know, you can't change it. That's the way it is. No, but this is, in the academy, and I'll show you leading left writers who praise Jordan to this day, right? All right. So Allen says, well, I got to deal with this. You know, somebody's got to take this on, and that leads him back to the 17th century and how it all gets started. Next, Sean. So Allen now is trying to address the following questions. What is the counter to Jordan's argument? How do we explain 100 years after emancipation that white supremacy and white supremacism are still so strong in this country? Why wasn't there more struggle against white supremacism by European Americans? And what are the ideological arguments that undermine struggle against white supremacy? Sean? So, he concludes that race privilege system, and I think this is important, going back to my own intellectual development stuff, because what he reasons that the bourgeoisie could not long have sustained this ideological influence over the proletarians by mere racist ideology. The idea alone is not going to do it, right? It's got to have some kind of material base. And he says it has to be given a material base in the form of deliberately contrived systems of race privileges. He maintains, and he's been maintaining consistently, and we will probe this much more deeply, that the ideology of white racism is inappropriate to these European American workers because it's contrary to their class interests, right? But he explained that he reasons, if race privileges are in the interests of the white workers, then the white workers should be better off where the privileges are most marked. And where are they most marked? In the South. But in fact, that's where the white workers fare worse, right? In terms of all the economic statistics and everything like that. Go on, Sean.